welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. To my returning subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, and also educate each and every one of us, you guys are the real MVP. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into today's video. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where pan-colored people are all out with emotional breakdown while sending a very strong message to their fellow Americans. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. And to those people that have not subscribed to my channel, what are you still waiting for? Click on the subscription button, share this video I'm about to stage, and let's dive into it.
America is about to get really gross because I can already see that Trump is emboldening people to fulfill their hateful dreams. Being an average, normal looking white guy, it puts me in a room with a lot of white people that feel safe around me. And when they feel safe, they say the craziest shit. So I have a good idea of the type of vitriol that they hold towards groups of people that are not like them. Trump does a great job of normalizing racism. Anything that Trump can label as woke culture is going to be targeted. In his speech today, he targeted DEI, which is just a dog whistle for black people, and then he targeted trans people. When the president of the United States is normalizing these things, other people are going to feel like it's normal to do these things in public. So we are going to see a lot of freaks out there that are going to feel comfortable saying insane things in public. I will not be surprised if people are aggressive towards minorities because Trump is making that okay. He has members of his cabinet talking about, if you see immigrants, call us, let us know, be snitches. Part of the issue is the people he's emboldening is white people, and they have the ability to kind of be violent with no repercussions. And they're so good at playing the victim card, so if somebody decides to clap back at them, they're just gonna say that they were targeted. And when the entire police, military, government is all right-wing freaks, there's really no answer. And I would guess the comments on this video will give me a good example of the freaks that I'm talking about, because we are not even on day one. It only gets worse from this point on.
You are a bad person and you are racist. You can't use the excuse that you didn't know that he was going to do this because he ran on it. You can't use the excuse that you just don't want criminals in our country because you elected one to run it. You elected a felon and a rapist to run our country. Immigrants are the backbone of America. They pick our fruit, they build our homes, and they are outstanding members of society. They do not commit more crime than American-born citizens, but clearly you do not care about crime because you voted for a criminal yourself. So let's call a spade a spade. You're racist. And you should be ashamed of yourself, and you should feel embarrassed. And you will lose friends over this decision. This will be in the history books, and you will be on the wrong side of history. You are a bad person. And I hope you have to live with that, and I hope it keeps you up at night. And I hope these terrorists fuck you in the ass. And to the people I know who voted for Trump, fuck you, we are not cool, we are not friends. I think you're fucking stupid as shit. Bye.
Today, I have a very important message for the people of America, so please make sure that you listen closely. I am only going to be making one video upon this, so do not say that nobody told you so. All I'm going to ask you is to keep your eyes on New York City. I've been expecting something like this to happen for quite some time, and I really hope that it doesn't turn out to be the result of which I've envisioned. But the only thing that I hope is that the people of New York City find a way to potentially get out of the city very soon. I'm not going to give you a thorough reason as to why, but I'm simply asking you, better yet, I am begging you to get out of any major city in the United States. And that there is a lot over the horizon for 2025. For the next 90 days, I highly recommend that you build a following on this platform. You build a following and you transfer that following to other platforms. I also highly recommend that you find a way to become financially stable within the next year alone. I also ask you to educate yourself upon how to invest and where to invest as well. I will continue to make my regular content, but it first had to start with a video such as this. I'm positive that a lot of you remember the individual named Max Azzarello. And if you do, just know that the point stands. And all I'm going to ask you to do within this 90 days once again is make a name for yourself. Build your platform into what you want it to be. Accumulate the following while you still can. It is time to finally break free of those traditional roots. I'm positive that a lot of you remember the individual named Max Azzarello.
So Max was a man who committed, who self-immolated last year in April. Rest in peace. I read his blog back then, before that, and it was about Ponzi schemes, and how the rich elites were going to use Ponzi schemes to crash the economy. And I'll read the definition of a Ponzi scheme here. It's a form of fraud that lures investors and pays profits to early investors with funds from more recent investors. So when I read that, I think of like the Hawk Tuah girl, and how the Hawk Tuah girl used the meme coin to basically scam everyone, because everyone thought they would make money by getting in there early and make money off of people that came in late, but everyone got scammed. So, but what really hit me was that Trump started his own meme coin before his inauguration, along with Melania. And meme coin is a form of cryptocurrency, and is a very volatile form of cryptocurrency. So I feel like I'm connecting the dots, and I don't really know too much about this stuff. Max described the Ponzi scheme as like a doomsday device, as a ticking time bomb that would eventually crash the economy. And yeah, scary stuff. Along with that, he talked about how universities and like private companies, of course, but universities were in on it as well. So it's a very deep rabbit hole, and I hope maybe someone more educated can talk about it.
I know I look a little crazy right now with the pimple patches and all, but I'm just here to read a part of Max Azzarello's manifesto, so stay tuned. Lastly, we string these major discoveries together. Cryptocurrency is an economic doomsday device. Our government is a secret kleptocracy. Sorry, I can't pronounce certain things. The Simpsons exist to brainwash us. From there, the only research we need is critical thinking, and we're able to piece together the true story of our circumstances. Consider America in 1988. Institutions like healthcare and universities have become parasitic in their skyrocketing prices. News media tells us to be angry and tribalized. Daytime television warns us of moral decay. Local news tells us to fear our neighbors. The Simpsons tells us we're too old fish and divided to save the American dream. Seinfeld tells us to celebrate the assholes and be Seinfeld tells us to celebrate the assholes and be irritated by the normal people around us. Reality TV tells us that real life is filled with hedonism and strife. Social media, owned by crypto criminals like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk, is flooded with nonsense, conspiracy theories, and memes reminding us that we are all hopeless, helpless, anxious, depressed, ironic, scared, apathetic, escapist, lonely, misguided, and jaded, telling us we can't do anything but have a laugh at our circumstances. Liberals mock the hypocrisy of conservatives. Conservatives mock the hypocrisy of liberals. And our collective circumstances erode. The left shouts out, all cops are brainwashed. Oh, I'm sorry. All cops are bastards, which ensures they'll be hated by the police and the public, and flies in the face of leftist theory. The public distrust of the government is at an all-time high, but so is the belief that we are helpless to do anything about it. And with all of this, a sharp rise in apocalyptic messaging, climate change will unalive us all. COVID will unalive us all. Vaccines will unalive us all. AI, I'm sorry, it's not funny, will unalive us all. No matter the bubbles we ascribe to, we're bombarded with existential crisis with no solutions. We've seen a surge in apocalyptic film, literature, video games that tell us there is no way out of our poor circumstances but total societal breakdown. Zombies tell us that the public is our enemy. If you go to your nearest convenience store, you can buy a can of water called Liquid Unalive. This is our rotten farce. For our entire lives, we have been flooded with media designed to slowly steer us into a world where the American dream is unalived, where the public was fully divided against itself, where everybody believed we are powerless to do anything about our worsening circumstances. It is all so they can organize an unprecedented apocalyptic rug pull on the entire populace as they pivot into fascism, which is perhaps best understood as kleptocracy. Somebody help me with this word. Hold on, let me see.
Kleptocracy.
What?
Kleptocracy.
Kleptocracy. Remember that. Kleptocracy at the barrel of a pew pew. When we piece it all together, we understand the truth. We are in a totalitarian doomsday cult. Why on earth would our elites do this? There are many reasons, but the simplest is because capitalism is unsustainable. They knew it. Climate change and resources extraction would catch up eventually, so they never intended to sustain it. They knew all along that they will gobble up all the wealth they could and then yank the rug from under us so they could pivot to a hellish fascist dystopia. And that was just some of the words from Max Azzarello from his manifesto that is online. If you want to see it, let me know. But if you can find it all over Facebook. But honestly, guys, I would definitely encourage everybody to read it, check it out. It was very thought out. I will say that, very thought out. This is getting extremely long, and I want to thank anybody who is here thus far. Please definitely read and visit his manifesto in its entirety, because there are hyperlinks, there's more information that he expounds upon, and it's just really like when you just apply his information, your own critical thinking, your experiences, and just mix it all together, it's just, you know what I mean? And in this household, in my heart, him, Max Azzarello, Aaron Bushnell, what you did was not in vain to me. I'm going to say rest in power. And we just got to stick together, guys. You know, don't be a Lisa Simpson. You know, we need to rally up the troops. Maybe not say troops, because I know the government going to listen to this and probably try to make it seem like I'm trying to you're not making an example out of me. But we need to stick together. That's the moral of it. That's what he was saying. We need to come together more than ever. They already got their people. We need to get ours. Love you guys.
This is nothing like 2016 was. Be prepared to see major sweeping changes, and be prepared to see the results of those changes very, very quickly in your life. This is not the same approach that he took in 2016. I told y'all a few months back that he's going to get it right this time. He has had Republicans, Stephen Miller, a bunch of lawyers, a bunch of law experts, all working behind the scenes to make sure that this time when he sits down and signs a bunch of executive orders, that they're going to go through the courts without a hitch. All the tariff ones are going through. He might get a little bit of pushback on some of the things, but the people that we're relying on to give him pushback is a mostly conservative Supreme Court. It likely won't be very effective pushback. They have basically spent the last 4 years deregulating the democracy and deregulating and destabilizing the American government, so that then he can swoop in and all of the stuff can go off without a hitch. Because it's very well known at this point, even within his own administration, that he has surrounded himself with yes people. People that he's going to say jump and they're going to say how high. He has made no effort this time to pretend like he's hiring qualified, well-respected people. He has made it very clear that he's hiring cronies who are going to say yes to him around every turn. And he wants everybody to bend the knee. He's not going to be embarrassed and humiliated like he was the first time. That is a narcissist's worst fear, worst nightmare. And for Donald Trump, His first presidency was all of that. So the fact that he's gotten another crack at it, he's going to get it right this time, mark my words. And America is a very young country, and everybody who's not from America is watching America right now going through the same kind of canon event as a young woman who gets back with an abusive boyfriend, not knowing that this time could be really her last. And a lot of people that are watching from the sidelines know that it's too late and it's not going to make a difference to do or say anything at this point. And everybody just has to watch America go through this traumatizing canon event of dictatorship, cronyism, oligarchy, watching your country get turned into rubble by a bunch of rich people that are going to profit off of it while the rest of us are forced to live in that rubble. I'm telling y'all, everybody from outside of America is watching people chanting "Make America Great Again," and they're covering their mouths in silent horror because they know that whatever people are chanting for, that's not what's coming. That is not what's coming our way. What's coming our way is tyranny, dictatorship, and the abuse of marginalized groups. That's what's coming our way. And again, people are going to say that certain people are fear-mongering, etc. They have had people working behind the scenes for 4 years. For 4 years to deregulate anything that is going to stop this man from getting what he wants. And what he wants doesn't make any sense. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be what he wants. Too much conspiracy theory type shit. I would warn y'all against that because I need you to know that what's at work here, what's operating here, is extreme actually stupidity, narcissism, and hubris. This is not some well thought through intentional operation where they know how things are going to turn out. They think they know how things are going to turn out, but really what's behind this? And even when it seems like a coherent operation, which it is, but just know that what's behind it is a man's hurt and fragile ego. And that's what makes it so dangerous. It's not the fact that he has thought through every single part of this plan or the fact that he knows how this is all going to end up. He doesn't. He's just trying to punish a country that he feels he was embarrassed and humiliated by. And he doesn't care about y'all that voted for him, by the way. He did not make a list of Latinos or women or black men that are going to be spared from his draconian policies based on how they voted. He's not going to care. He just needed your vote. But he doesn't have a list of y'all's names, to tell hospitals to give you proper health care when you're suffering a miscarriage. He doesn't have a list of your names to tell ICE not to take you. He doesn't have a list of your names to tell the federal government to give you a job now that all the DEI initiatives have been discontinued. He's not keeping a list of people who need health care, who voted against Obamacare not realizing it was the Affordable Care Act and that they're now losing their insurance. He doesn't have a list of y'all's names to give you a special, Trump health insurance because y'all voted for him. He has no plan. He has concepts of a plan. He admits this himself. So this is not some kind of mastermind operation. It's just a legal tank coming through to basically say yes to this man's every whim, stupid idea, bit of hubris, etc. That's what's coming. It's not some big, grand, masterminded plan. Just a train full of hatred, cronies, and hurt egos. People that have been over and over again rejected by society, told they're not cool because they're not, because they don't act cool, because they don't do anything cool, and they just can't accept that. And they're gonna be respected, liked, admired, whatever, at any cost. So that's what's coming down the pike. Please batten down your hatches. If you're a woman, if you're a person of color, and you didn't vote for this mess, you need to figure out ways to keep yourself safe first and foremost. Focus on that and stay safe out there. Godspeed, y'all.
Seriously, Lolis, I can vividly remember the case of this Max Ezerella. I think he's a young man who self-immolated himself. He went into this court that, and he was all, screaming something. I don't even want to put it up here, This man saw something that actually he couldn't speak out. All he could do was to do whatever he wanted to do to get people's attention, to warn people for this impending that is going to happen. And when that case of his was all over the social platform, these people came up with a narration of, oh, he's mentally whatsoever unstable, or they always look for ways to cover anything up if they see that somebody wants to expose them or something. And the thing is that a lot of people actually invested on one cryptocurrency, more something that is actually owned by Trump, or a lot of people invested in it, and immediately he became he was, after his inauguration and all of that, people were losing money. People lost money. A lot of people, well, if you go on Twitter, like on X, people were just complaining. And it happens that a lot of people actually voted because of it. They were thinking when they vote for him, their investment will double, they will become billionaire and trillionaire. Like, all of those things are just campaign strategy. Not only does he have his own currency or his own Bitcoin or crypto whatsoever, because I am not really into the crypto and I'm not even good at it. His wife has, and very soon his kid. What does this tell you? What does this tell? All of these things are just planned deals. And it's also unfortunate that a lot of people fell for it. It's so unfortunate that people never want to listen to people that looks like me. Meanwhile, these are the people that is probably going to tell you the truth. And I know a lot of Pankala people are now having emotional breakdown, they're all having emotional meltdown. Oh, black people are just, they are saying all of these things because I know that so many of them are so very genuine. Well, now, all these things that is happening is not going to affect only people that looks like me. It's probably going to affect both, Pankala. This is not actually the case of, race, Pankala, or whatsoever. This is a case of rich supremacy and power. And remember, these rich folks has been using the middle class or first as a tool to oppress people that looks like me. So these rich folks has actually been using their own people, the middle class or the poor, to oppress people that looks like me, making them understand, believe that we are the problems, people that looks like me are the problem, without even telling them the real cause. But now that everyone is beginning to see the truth, people are all having emotional breakdown, people are all out with all of their theories. Like, seriously, lovelies, I think the best thing right now is just to lay low, be very conscious of yourself, just do what you have to do to survive the next 4 years. Try to build yourself, try to create your own wealth, because they are probably going to control everything. But if you know there is a way at which you can survive, try to survive. Do not offer trust or believe in anyone, seriously, especially people that look like me. There's this project, is it Black Project 2025, that I actually posted one time. It was introduced by a very young lady. It's an avenue and an app where people that looks like me can actually create something for themselves and try to build or create their own wealth. I think that is a very big step for people that looks like me, because enough is enough. If you keep on being their own under them and all of that, this is when they have power over you. But when you are able to create your own generational wealth, I think this is when you are also going to be in equal right. Anyway, lovelies, wanna just leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video, and please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. And I want to use this medium to say a very big shout out to my newest subscribers, to those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, educate each and every one of us. And it's a comment I want to really address. I don't know, a lot of people reach out to me that they actually want to maybe migrate down to Africa or something. There is this thing going on in Ghana. I think they are actually giving free citizenship to any black person in diaspora. So I think it's a very good one to look it up, maybe go on TikTok to check it, or I think Ghana and so many other African countries, just check it out. They want to give all of the black diasporas, this citizenship and all of that. Anyway, lovelies, leave me your own thoughts in the comment section, like I said earlier on. And if you've not subscribed to this channel up to this extent, do your girl a huge way to do that. Like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Now, if you're here to do that, like, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.